Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again. Sorry my voice sounds the way it does. I'm still getting over the Rona, so that's why my voice sounds the way it does. But nonetheless, I am back with another video from the Templin Institute. And today's episode is about Skarbrand, Exile of Khorne. Khorne's former favorite bloodthirster. And this video is coming out just in time for Total War Warhammer 3, which is coming out, on the 18th, I think? So, not that far away. I'm still deciding what faction I'm going to play first. Kinda leaning towards Khorne, but still haven't decided. Alright, so anyways, let's get on to the video and learn about Skarbrand. Here we go. Skarbrand, the Exile one.
Skarbrand, the drinker of blood, the wrathful reaper, but above all, the exiled one. Bloodthirsters are the greatest demons of Khorne, burning shards of their master's hatred, strength, and wrath. All have earned gruesome epithets in service to the blood god, but only Skarbrand bears the title of Exile.
They do look really badass.
Carnage that is the great game between the ruinous powers of chaos. No champion unleashed greater slaughter than Skarbrand. To Khorne, he earned victories uncounted. It was Skarbrand that tore down the gates of Slaaneish's first palace of pleasure, bringing fast, absolute ruin to the prince's harem within.
Damn!
And when the other dark gods marched united against Khorne, it was Skarbrand that led the 8 hosts of murder to triumph.
Jeez, so all the other gods went after Khorne for that?
No sorcery could break his will, and no seduction could stay his rage. The mountains of skulls he claimed for Khorne's throne, and the oceans of gore left in his wake, were unequaled in all existence. His 2 great axes, Carnage and Slaughter, were feared across every realm, not only for Skarbrand's unsurpassed skill in wielding them, but because each possessed the soul of a rival bloodthirster that had sought to claim his place.
Oh wow.
Skarbrand enjoyed the favor of Khorne like no other, but it was this honor
I didn't know that about his axes.
To an even deeper damnation. To challenge Skarbrand in any test of martial prowess was an impotent gesture, one that could result in only death. But it was a trivial matter for Tzeentch, the architect of fate, to turn the greatest champion of Khorne against his master. The pride Skarbrand felt in his conquest was kindled and twisted until the embers of hubris burned within his soul. The demon came to see weakness in Khorne, a god who only dwelled within his fortress while others battled in his name. Eager to prove his worthiness to sit atop the skull throne in Khorne's place, Skarbrand was goaded into
still a badass picture.
Destruction. Finally, Tzeentch's designs reached fruition, and Skarbrand's pride and rage was redirected towards the blood god himself. Skarbrand struck when Khorne's back was turned, and his attention directed elsewhere. The mightiest bloodthirster ever willed into existence, Skarbrand's blow might have decimated mountains or toppled cities, but against Khorne, it was pitiful. Only the smallest chip was made from the blood god's brass armor, but it was enough to draw his terrible fury.
Oh yeah.
It is possible that Skarbrand's betrayal was unprecedented within the realm of chaos. Conceivably, it might have been the first time any god of chaos ever felt the indignity of such a strike, dismal though it might have been.
I can only imagine.
It was certainly enough for just a moment to paralyze the entire Aether, as god and demon alike awaited Khorne's response.
What's he gonna do?
Then the blood god's realm will speak of it. Skarbrand is whispered to have been seized by the throat and cursed by name. Incandescent with wrath, Khorne choked the life from his champion until all that remained was Skarbrand's bottomless rage. From the highest rampart of the Brass Citadel, Khorne cast the demon deep into the realm of chaos, forever banishing Skarbrand from his sight and favor. The Bloodthirster is said to have burned like a comet of terrible omen across an unchanging sky for 8 days and nights.
Jesus.
The impact of his landing
That's
gouged
some throw.
deep into the land and left Skarbrand's once mighty wings shredded and torn.
Yep.
Skarbrand was left frozen in that first moment of betrayal.
I think that also explains his face and his eye.
Of demons.
It's actually a really cool picture of him.
A senseless husk, tormented by a deep sense of self-loathing, though he no longer has the wit to fully understand why. He has no personality, no thoughts, no goals, no desires.
He's just like walking rage.
Need to redeem himself. He is an empty vessel. Yet Skarbrand exudes a raging madness. Even the most judicious of mortal beings cannot resist his corruption. Wherever he treads, families and friends, disciplined soldiers and loyal allies, tear one another apart with wild abandon, devoid of any instinct for self-preservation. At the center of this anarchy is Skarbrand, his tortured roars enough to shatter buildings and burn away flesh. In exile, he serves the blood god more faithfully than ever, perhaps in the hope that with enough slaughter and carnage spilled in Khorne's name,
Really?
he might once again enter the pantheon of the Lord of Skulls as his most favored champion.
Oh, I didn't
But
know that. I
this
thought
is
he
a
was just
possibility. There is little regret in the heart of the blood god.
just
and he's
nothing left to him.
for Skarbrand.
I thought there was absolutely nothing
This
left to him, and
dossier
he
on
was just
Skarbrand, Exile of Khorne was supported by Creative Assembly, and I can't tell you how furious that makes me.
really supported by Creative
Well,
Assembly.
you know what bottomless rage sounds like. Thankfully, they've also provided the perfect outlet for my wrath. Early access to Total War Warhammer 3. Join
Lucky.
us on our Twitch channel, 1 hour after this video goes live, as we lead Skarbrand on a campaign of destruction across the old world. We'll get blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, and who knows, maybe a few smiles too, along the way.
Okay, that was actually really cool that it was in collaboration with Creative Assembly. That was really cool. But yeah, I didn't know Skarbrand was still trying to get back into Khorne's good graces. I thought he was just like a mindless bloodthirster, like just nothing but just going around just killing everything. I didn't know, he was trying to... I'm assuming that's what they said.
In exile, he serves the blood god more faithfully than ever, perhaps in the hope...
So he still serves Khorne even in exile. Wow, I did not know that at all.
In exile, he serves the blood god more faithfully than ever, perhaps in the hope that with enough slaughter and carnage spilled in Khorne's name, he might once again enter the pantheon of the Lord of Skulls as his most favored champion. But this...
So he's still trying to get back into Khorne's good graces. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know that. I thought he was just an empty, mindless, not mindless, but yeah, I guess mindless bloodthirster, just going around just trying to slaughter and kill anything and everything, So I didn't know he was trying to get back into Khorne's good graces, but yeah, Tzeentch did his trickery there, and redirected Skarbrand's anger back at Khorne and put a little tiny chip in Khorne's armor and pissed him off, and yeah. Son of a bitch. Chucking him, throwing him, flying for like 8 days, crashing. Can't even really fly anymore. Done goofed, but yeah, I had no idea about what was it, Skarbrand going after and taking out Slaaneish's first palace, I believe it was.
So he could break his will, and no seduction.
I think that's
could
what it
stay
said.
His rage. The mountains of skulls he claimed for every realm, not only for Skarbrand's unsurpassed skill in wielding them, but because each possessed the soul of a rival bloodthirster that had sought to claim his place.
Oh right, the axes.
Skarbrand enjoyed the favor of Khorne like no other, only death. but it was a trivial matter for Tzeentch, the architect of fate.
Oh, did I go too far? Was it more at the beginning?
All have earned gruesome epithets.
I think it was at the beginning.
No champion unleashed greater slaughter than Skarbrand. To Khorne, he earned victories uncounted. It was Skarbrand that tore down the gates of Slaaneish's first palace of pleasure.
That is pretty damn impressive. That Skarbrand tore down the gates of Slaaneish's, first palace?
It was Skarbrand that tore down the gates of Slaaneish's first palace of pleasure.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Vast, absolute ruin to the prince's harem within.
That is absolutely insane.
And the other dark gods marched united against Khorne.
And that is also very interesting, seeing all the other chaos gods uniting against Khorne. You know, really didn't expect to see anything like that. I mean, yes, they do come together from time to time. You know, they got their champions, Archaon, stuff like that. But seeing like 3 other chaos gods united against Khorne, that's wow. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, there we go. Skarbrand. Very interesting character. I wonder who is Khorne's new favorite bloodthirster now. I think it was, isn't it, what was it? Games Workshop just put out a model of it just recently. Kabanda? Something like that, I think. Let's see if I can get the Games Workshop page open. But I thought he was in Warhammer 30,000? Let's see if I can find it, see if they give any little details about it. But yeah, I thought that is, the Horus Heresy. Kabanda. Let's see. Of all the demons of Khorne has at its command, few inspire such awe and terror as Kabanda, mortal foe of the Blood Angels and general of the Blood God's army. A bloodthirster of terrible renown, he stands taller than the greatest of mortal heroes and can sweep away entire detachments with his monstrous axe. Kabanda reveals the slaughter. He has added mountains of skulls of Khorne's domain from the early days of the Horus Heresy to the twilight of the 41st millennium. So was he still around? So was Skarbrand before or after Kabanda? Let's see, I don't know if it says. I'm trying to see like who. Let's see, Kabanda is a great demon of blood of Khorne, known as Bloodthirster. Kabanda is recognized amongst the most powerful and most feared of the Blood God's servants, and he played an important role during the events of the Horus Heresy, when he became an enduring nemesis of the Primarch Sanguinius. He is also responsible for the destruction of the majority of the Tyranid High Fleet Leviathan. Wow. After the formation of the Great Rift. Alright, so let's see if this says anything about Skarbrand. Skarbrand, the Exile one. Bloodthirster, greater demon of Khorne, blah, 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 blah. As you can see, I'm kind of losing my voice. Once he was the greatest of Khorne's generals, the mightiest of all bloodthirsters, until an act of betrayal saw him cast out. Even the anointed demon hunters of the Imperium fear Skarbrand. The Grey Knights might have arcane war gear, Psychic Mastery requires to vanish the demon of chaos, but against being powerful as Skarbrand, only terminal violence is enough to halt his rampage. So who came before and who came after? It doesn't really say, like, did Skarbrand come before Kabanda, or did Kabanda come before Skarbrand? This doesn't really give too much of a timeline of who came before, who came after. But yeah, I'm very curious to see who is, Khorne's new favorite, new general, if he even has one. Let's see, notable bloodthirsters. Oh, there's too many. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not going through all those, but, yeah, I don't know. But maybe that is a question you guys can answer. Who came first? Was it Skarbrand or was it Kabanda? And who is Khorne's new favorite bloodthirster now? Or does he not even have one? Let me know. So anyways, there we go. Skarbrand, Exile of Khorne. Really cool video. Learned a little bit more that I actually, that I knew. I knew, the general overview of what happened to him. He was manipulated by Tzeentch, and, he attacked Khorne, put a little chip in Khorne's armor, and Khorne chucked him, and he just went crazy and stuff like that. But I didn't know about the axes. I didn't know about him tearing down the gates of Slaanesh's first palace. I didn't know about, the 3 other Chaos Gods uniting against Khorne. So yeah, I learned a little bit more than before. So there we go. Alright, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. And of course, leave me all your thoughts and comments. And just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.